So, I've been thinking to myself for the past hour or so about like trans stereotypes, and this has been a question in my head for you know over a year now. Just thinking to myself, but I've been thinking about it so much in the past hour that I decided to just put my thoughts on camera. Um, my question is, what is the image and impression of a stereotypical trans person to someone who is not involved in the trans community at all? Like someone who, as far as they know, don't know anybody who's trans, and they have very little knowledge of trans people. What is their internal impression of trans people, and what are the stereotypes that they come to? Because, and my reason for asking this is because I know myself that I can think of a lot of stereotypes of like trans guys, but from my perspective and with my knowledge of trans people, I can come up with a ton of stereotypes for trans guys from what I've seen and what I have experienced myself. But that's coming from the perspective of a trans person who's immersed in the trans community every day of my life. And I'm around tons of trans people on a daily basis. And I'm trans myself. So I have a basis for these stereotypes. But for someone who doesn't know any trans people, and they never have, and they've only gotten little snippets from different like media sources or whatever, like what do they, if they were to hear the word transgender, what image would pop in their mind, or what would they think that a trans person would typically act like? Because for me, like, I'm in a city where there are a lot of trans people, so like all of the people I hang out with at my school and stuff, like they all are educated to an extent, or they know so many trans people that asking them what trans stereotypes come into their mind doesn't really answer my question, because they're around trans people all the time. So their stereotypes might be similar to mine that I could come up with. Because I hear a lot on, like, if a new movie comes out or whatever and there's a trans character or something, people will always say, like, oh, it's such a stereotypical representation of trans women, or such a stereotypical representation of trans men. And then I always get thinking, like, what does that really mean? Because to me, like, I can't really comprehend that. It just doesn't click with me, and I don't know if it's just me that thinks about this all the time, but I feel like I really want to just go to some random place and just ask a ton of people, like, what when I say someone is transgender, what pops into your head? Because, and I also get people say, like, oh, well, you don't look transgender, or like stuff like that. I'm like, well, what does transgender look like? Could you like, what do you expect me to look like? I don't know. Because you get some people saying, like, oh, I expected you to be like super manly and have this beard and whatever, and then you get other people saying, well, I expected you to look like a girl. So what are the, is there a definitive stereotypes, or are they just kind of all over the place, is my question, really. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I just turned on the camera and started talking because I decided that talking to the camera was better than talking to myself, because maybe someone will give me an answer. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to weigh in on this topic, because I would love to hear your opinion, do let me know. Subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. See ya.